Hi, I'm Amy Botticelli, and this is the Storyteller Forecast for Cancer for December 2015. Check out my blog on my website, anniehelpsyou.com. I'll be writing about astrology and all kinds of other topics. So what is happening this last month of our year, December, for Cancer, and what is happening in general that you need to know? We have in general a very festive month thanks to the energy of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is really busy, it's friendly, and it's uplifting, it's optimistic, it's sparkly, and a lot of the month you'll be benefiting from the new moon, the sun, at some point, for part of it Mercury, moving in that energy of Sagittarius. We also, of course, have the ongoing transit of Saturn there, but that's a different story. We'll talk about that too. So this energy of Sag does start to shift into the more quiet, more introspective, kind of, sometimes it could be more somber or just more internal energy of Capricorn. And you'll notice that shift. You'll see the busyness, and then it just kind of quiets down. And this very conveniently matches with a lot of the holiday season where you're shopping, you're going to parties, you're doing all this stuff, and then by the time the holiday actually comes, it's a little bit more low-key for some people. But you'll feel the energy if you're paying attention. So for Cancers, we have a very strong long-term and short-term focus on the 6th house. Now, depending on your exact placement of Cancer, early, middle, or late, you're going to feel this more strongly at different times. You earlier degree placements have your long-term focus on the 6th house started and some additional boosts in the short term, the new moon, the sun, Mercury. Also, some of you middle degree placements will be experiencing this, and the rest of you have this coming in the long term and in the short term, because we have quicker moving planets that move very fast, and so early, middle, and late will experience those in a succession that's quite rapid, over the course of weeks. The longer term transits, you experience those themes delayed more, sometimes by a year or years. But still, for all Cancers, very strong now or coming soon is this focus on your health, focus on your daily discipline. The 6th house is the house of your diet and your lifestyle, the food that you put in your mouth, the nutrition, your discipline. A lot of Cancer people that I know are very emotional. That's the nature of the energy. And sometimes there's a lot of emotional eating or emotionally withdrawing and not keeping up a discipline of meditation and diet and exercise. So now the universe is giving you, yet again, this is always cyclical, another opportunity, and it's very convenient that it starts for New Year's or the time close to New Year's. I personally don't resonate with New Year's being January 1st. I feel like the New Year is when the sun goes into Aries in March, but it's still fun to have any excuse to try to improve your life, and so if we have that boost in the middle of this quiet time in Capricorn in the dead of the winter, then that's cool. Anything that we can, I'm up for anything that's positive and uplifting, So you have this chance now to redo your diet, redo your whole lifestyle, redo your quality of your daily life. So you might have noticed that the attention to your daily experience has been getting stronger. Many of you may have been in a circumstance where you were at a job that did not give you a daily experience that you liked, and maybe you made changes already. And if not, those changes could be coming, because this is all about what are you doing every day? What is your mundane? It's called the mundane environment or mundane experience, what you get up and go to every day. So you can improve that dramatically by being disciplined and having a plan. Now, the rest of you middle and later degree placements have this strong focus in the 5th house, and the 5th house has to do with hobbies and fun and creativity. So taking a class on painting if you've been wanting to do that, or if you're a singer and you want to advance your singing, anything having to do with something that's fun for you, that's your creative expression, that's a hobby, that's something that makes your heart sing, where you would say like, okay, this is my job, but this is what I really love to do. And some people have their job and that what they really love to do the same, but for those who don't, you have these creative outlets, and this is a time when it's really important to supercharge that creative energy. This can also be really wonderful for your romantic life. People will often see a boost to their romantic sector, whether they're attached or unattached, within their relationship or a new person coming in, when there's energy in the 5th house. The 5th house is the house of children and everything that leads up to that. So the romance, the interaction, the fun times, the actual conception, all of that, and then the child itself, all of that is within the 5th house. So all of those things have extra energy for the rest of your middle and your later degree placements. So for all Cancer placements, there's a strong focus on the 4th house, and it's for different reasons depending on whether you're early, middle, or late, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that you have this in common. The 4th house is the house of home. It's the house of Cancer. So it's the house of everything Cancer. So you know this one really well. You know ancestry, roots, where you came from, your actual home, your home environments, your family, friends that feel like family. For people who are involved in real estate or construction or things that have a business involving a home or working from home or psychological practices, things like that, those are all coming into the forefront to focus on. When we have, you can imagine this like a color wheel. When you look at a Western astrology chart, it's like a circle. It's not like a circle, it is a circle. And there's 12 different pie pieces. It actually looks like a pizza pie. But if you imagine that's a color wheel, and maybe you have your little section that you're focusing on here, and as you turn the wheel around and you go to these different areas, it's like, oh, looks like we're focusing on blue right now. Looks like we're focusing on a blue-green. Or, you're like moving around. Except, of course, the only difference is that, well, there's a lot of differences, but it's not that simple because you have multiple focuses. But just to help you understand it, that's what a horoscope is, It's like you have this sector of your life that is being brought into focus. And other things are going on as well, but this is like being brought front and center for you. And all of you are going to experience home and family related things right there in the forefront. So we do have some general transits to be aware of. These will affect everyone. Beautiful transits, wonderful times for gatherings, interacting with people one-on-one, with groups, parties. December 1st and December 8th, we've got a wonderful double, like sequential trine, first with Mercury, then with the Sun to Uranus. Uranus, when it's in a good mood, which means a planet's making a favorable angle to it, it brings surprises and innovation and freshness and new things, and it's just the kind of energy that just makes you light up with sparkle with newness. It's something different, it's something cool. We love that, right? So that's what Uranus brings into this picture. And when it's in a trine, it's just kind of handed to you on a platter. You don't have to do that much with it. But when you have something like on December 17th, which is a 60-degree angle called a sextile, those are the ones you have to work at. So you've got another beautiful possibility here around the 17th. And I say around the 17th because always remember when I give you dates, it's also the energies around those dates that you'll feel the aspects. It's not just only that day, you don't feel it coming, you don't feel it leaving, It's kind of like the color wheel, you have a spectrum of color, and there's a lot of gray zone where there's more than one color blended together, and that's what this is like. It's like you feel the energy, but it's not quite there, but then it gets really pure on that day or on those series of days. I'm all about the color wheel right now for whatever reason, but it is a good analogy. So December 17th, you have Venus, which rules relationships and finances and aesthetics, in this angle with Pluto that invites you with a call to action. A sextile, I'm likening it to a rubber Kong. I'm a dog person. I love dogs. And so dogs show up a lot in my explanations of things because it's just what I'm around a lot. So these Kongs, you have to put like peanut butter or some kind of flavored stuff in the Kong, and then the dogs have to get it out. And they love it. That's what a sextile is like. You have to work a little bit to get the goodness out of a transit that is a 60-degree angle. But when you apply your call to action, it's beautiful like a trine, which is just something that is given to you. So in any case, December 17th and the days around there are pretty sweet for a lot of different things. Some things to look out for. December 11th is the new moon in Sagittarius, and this is another layer of this Saggy festive thing that's going on this month. So you want to make your new moon wishes. And when you make your new moon wishes, you make them around whatever sign the new moon is in. That gives them more power. Sagittarius has to do with writing and teaching and publishing and broadcasting and sharing information and things involving religion or churches. education systems or schools, long distance travel, or different countries, cultures, or languages. So if you have aspirations along any of those lines, you want to maximize these new moon wishes because you're not going to have them again for another year. So you can make a wish related to Sag things on any new moon, but it's going to go further when you make it on this new moon. The day before this new moon on December 10th, we have an obnoxious angle with Mars and Uranus, and it's totally flavoring the new moon in not the best way, but it doesn't mean you can't do what you want to do with your wishes on the new moon. There's just going to be some awkwardness around it, And again, for the days leading up to it, the days after, Mars in an argument, that's what it's like when it's a discordant angle. Mars in an argument with Uranus brings surprises or jolts that are not refreshing, that are not cool. We talked about what Uranus is like when it's in a sweet angle. And now we're talking about what Uranus is like when it's not in a sweet angle. It's totally grumpy. It totally got up on the wrong side of the bed. And you don't know what's going to happen. It brings things out of the blue, and it will likely jostle you. So if you're prepared for that, at least when it comes, maybe you'll be ready, be in your calm, clear space. Speaking of being in a calm, clear space, this holiday week, specifically December 25th, is the full moon. So all the holidays that happen around that time are going to be affected by this full moon. And it's a full moon in Cancer, which is very appropriate because people are gathering together with their families, going back to what home is or was, bringing people into their home, very much related to the energy of Cancer. And it's your full moon. Whenever you have a full moon in your sign, it has more power for you personally. So this can bring fruition or coming to completion with things involving family, or just like the planning of an event and it coming to fruition, or it can bring drama. Often full moons bring drama or high emotions. The chance for a power struggle at this full moon are expanded because it's opposing Pluto. And when we're working with Pluto at a difficult angle, power struggles are the first thing on the list for possible experiences. But at the same time, there's a favorable angle with Neptune, which brings a good chance for a positive outcome. There's also a fantastic aspect with Mercury and Jupiter, which give more of a chance for transcendent solutions. So if you're trying to solve a problem with the same line of thinking that caused the problem, you're not going to come up with a solution. This is what Einstein says. You have to have a different line of thinking than the one that created the problem. And the energy of Sagittarius, which is very strong this month, what it can do for you is make you look at things from being on a cloud. So if you're looking at things from an emotional center, like this is here, what's going on in this room, the cloud energy of Sagittarius takes you above a problem and helps you to get a different perspective. Like if a beaver blocked a dam and a village doesn't have their water, if you're on the mountain, you can see that 3 miles up from the village, the beaver blocked the dam, so you have to just go and break up the dam, right, to solve the problem. So that's the energy around this holiday time, is that you can find transcendent solutions. You just have to look at it from a little bit of a different perspective. So these are the things that are calling out to most be discussed for Cancer. You definitely want to go and check out my AnnieHelpsYou.com website and my blog. Depending on when you're watching this, my website is undergoing construction. It will be functional the whole time. But my blog is coming back. And I am going to be writing a succinct need-to-know blog for each sign. And I will be doing that as of November. I don't know exactly what date everything will be up, but I'm not known for my succinctness, so this is very exciting because you can go to my blog and you can see, okay, here's the bullet points for my sign of what I need to know and what I need to do to activate the best this month. So go there, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your month and a wonderful rest of your year. I'll see you next year. Bye.